Come on, Oceana. Are you ready for the Blue Angels? Doesn't get much better than that. The next voice you hear will be that of the narrator for the Blue Angels. He is from Lawton, Oklahoma. He is Lieutenant Commander Andre Webb. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the United States Navy's Flight Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron takes pleasure in performing for you this, our 49th flight demonstration of the 2018 season. I'm Lieutenant Commander Andre Webb, the narrator for the Blue Angels. Since 1946, the Blue Angels have had the unique privilege of demonstrating to the American public the precision techniques of naval aviation, hoping to inspire a culture of excellence and service the country. The maneuvers you will see demonstrated this afternoon are coordinated tactical techniques developed by Navy and Marine Corps pilots in both peacetime training and actual combat. These maneuvers are neither stunts nor daring feats, but refinements of basic techniques taught to every prospective naval aviator. Here at Oceana, we will demonstrate these maneuvers at very low altitude in traditional Blue Angel formation, so that you may see and take pride in the precise fashion in which your Navy and Marine Corps pilots are trained to fly. Now, direct your attention to the ramp before you. Observe the military manner in which the 6 demonstration pilots approach their aircraft and are saluted by their crew chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels, from Leak City, Texas, Commander Eric Doyle. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wingman, from Fremont, California, Lieutenant Commander Damon Cruz. Flying Blue Angel number 3, the left wingman, from Memphis, Tennessee, Major Jeff Mullins. Flying Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot from Danville, California, Lieutenant Commander Nate Scott. Flying Blue Angel number 5, the lead solo from Kennesaw, Georgia, Lieutenant Commander Tyler Davies. And flying Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo from Wamego, Kansas, Lieutenant Commander Brandon Hempler. As the crew chiefs assist the pilots into their jets, you are witnessing the teamwork found in every Navy and Marine Corps unit. The Blue Angels take a great deal of pride in personifying the Navy and Marine Corps values of honor, courage, and commitment. For more information on our support crew and pilots, we invite you to follow the team on social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The Navy's Flight Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels, is the oldest performing U.S. military aviation demonstration team. Since 1946, the Blue Angels have brought naval aviation to men and women of all ages across America. We were first based at Naval Air Station Jacksonville, Florida, flying F-6F Hellcats. We continued flying Grumman Corporation aircraft for 22 years, transitioning in late 1946 to the more powerful and faster F-8F Bearcat. In 1950, the Blue Angels received jet aircraft with the straight-winged F-9F2 Panther, the predecessor of the swept-winged F-9F8 Cougar, which we received in 1955. In 1957, the Blue Angels became equipped with high-performance aircraft with the arrival of the supersonic F-11F Tiger. In 1969, we transitioned to the McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom and flew this supersonic jet until 1974 when we received the A-4 Skyhawk. We are now in our 32nd year flying the combat-proven Boeing FA-18 Hornet.
McDonnell Douglas. Gotta give it a homage to that. It was. These were.
The pilots and crew chiefs will now start the General Electric engines that power the F-18. The noise level will soon become too high for you to hear a description of the checks they are performing. However, please note that each aircraft was carefully inspected by expert Blue Angel maintenance personnel prior to this afternoon's aerial demonstration.
And then you just do one turn and get it to what? South.
The Blue Angels fly the Boeing FA-18 Hornet, a multi-mission strike fighter, versions of which have been operational throughout the fleet since 1983. first established 72 years ago. All pilots 5 and 6 performance solos, demonstrating the maximum performance capabilities of the aircraft. Once again, I'm Lieutenant Commander Andre Webb, Blue Angel number 7, and the narrator for the flight demonstration, as well as the pilot for the key influencer and media personnel that we normally fly at each show site. Blue Angel number 8, Lieutenant Commander Dave Steps from Birmingham, Alabama, serves as a squadron naval flight officer and events coordinator. Now, to your left, Commander Doyle calls smoke on. Off brakes now. Burners ready now, and the Blue Angel diamond is rolling. As they pass before you, you will notice that the smoke is not visible while the engines are in afterburn. Number 5 is rolling. He'll perform the dirty roll on takeoff and exit the flight line to the left. The Blue Angel Diamond will momentarily be making its approach from the right. In relatively slow sea flight, it will give you an opportunity to get a close look at the precision flying that reduces the 18-inch wingtip to canopy separation between each plane. From the right, the Blue Angel Diamond. flight similar to that experienced by astronauts in space will now be felt by the two solo pilots. Approaching center point, Lieutenant Commander Davies and Lieutenant Commander Hempel will roll their aircraft to 90 degrees angle of bank and push forward on the stick as they perform the opposing knife-edge pass.
Working on something made I'm proud of. Out of the box, in the box, into the world, and the vision we've lost. I'm in the apostrophe. I'm just a symbol to remind you that there's more to see. I'm just a part of the system.
The four diamond pilots are approaching so that you may get another look at their precision formation flying. From the right at 400 miles per hour, the diamond flat pass. The two solo pilots will next demonstrate the inverted flight capability of the F-18. Approaching inverted from the left and the right, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, crossing over center point. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing inverted to inverted roll. Approaching center point on Commander Bill's command, all four pilots will simultaneously roll their aircraft 360 degrees as they perform the diamond airlock. Here's Commander Doyle. Aircraft pilots and enthusiasts who appreciate the difficulties associated with carrier aviation will enjoy this next maneuver, demonstrated by the two solo pilots. To the right, Lieutenant Commander Davies and Lieutenant Commander Hippler will establish a mirror image formation. But look closely, for both aircraft are on that carrier landing configuration as they approach for a maneuver we call the Fortis. science fiction jack of an aircraft carrier at sea. Slow-speed flight is just as important as high-speed flight. In order to demonstrate the dirty, slow-speed landing characteristics of the Boeing F-18, Commander Doyle has called for the extension of the landing gear and tail ropes by the 4 diamond pilots. While Lieutenant Commander Hempler, Blue Angel number 6, simultaneously turns on his smoke and attempts to overtake the crossing center point at speeds approaching 600 miles per hour. From the left, the Diamond 30 clean flat packs. Showcasing the Hornet's slow-speed flying capability. Maintain minimum wingtip to canopy separation. The flight leader and slot pilot are both in the inverted position. From the right, the Blue Angel. Normal. Stop till we let you. Establish a right echelon formation. From the right, at 378 miles per hour, the Blue Angel echelon parade. And standing on the edge, face up, good deer and setting up for their next maneuver, Blue Angels 5 and 6 are converging on center point to demonstrate the rapid roar of the F-18's fly-by-wire flight control system. Crossing center point, they'll complete 2 consecutive rolls, totaling 720 degrees, with a closure rate of 800 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing horizontal rolls. To the left, Commander Doyle is called for another formation change, shifting the Diamond Pilots to echelon on its left wing. From the left at 400 miles per hour, the Blue Angel left echelon flat pass.
Should I keep it light, stay out of the fight? No one's gonna listen to me. If I write a song, preaching what is wrong, will they let me sing on TV? Should I keep it light? Is that right?
Big clear. Clouds overcast 1.8.
To the right, Lieutenant Commander Davies says when you guys in the line of restoration, still maintaining good separation, the pilots must now align themselves by looking 90 degrees from their flight path toward Commander Doyle's aircraft. From the right at 400 miles per hour, the 5-plane line of rest flat pass.
Baby, I'm looking for something I can't. Something I can't. Baby, I'm looking for something I can't have.
Calls for another formation change prior to detaching Blue Angel number 5.
I hear them call my name. Everybody says, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something. I don't wanna get caught up in the rhythm of it, but I can't help myself. No, I can't help myself. No, no. Caught up in the middle of it, but I can't help myself. No, I can't help myself. No, no, no. Caught up in the rhythm of it. Baby, I'm looking for something I can't have. Something I can't have. Looking for something I can't have.
You've seen several flight profiles of the F-18 Hornet. The 2 solo pilots will now demonstrate precision rolling control. Approaching center point, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, pausing after each 90 degrees of rotation, crossing center point in the inverted position. Ladies and gentlemen, posting 4-point hesitation rolls.
That's us, that's right. Gotta love this American ride. Both into the ozone burning.
Pilots perform an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. Accelerates to 500 miles per hour. Former reversal turn back towards the flight line. You should be able to follow the individual smoke trips as all four aircraft converge on center point with maximum closure and minimum separation. Ladies and gentlemen, the double tuck-over roll.
All the hate that you put has turned your spirit to a dove. Your spirit up above. I was choking in the sound, building my brains up in the clouds, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did, ebbing and flowing and never did, limited till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like.
In front of the crowd to the left, the Diamond is rolling out to demonstrate the awesome power of these General Electric F404 engines. Let's listen as Commander Doyle calls for all four pilots to simultaneously select full afterburner. As they pass over center point, you will hear and feel the thunder of 8 engines producing 128,000 pounds of thrust. to the right, Lieutenant Commander Davies and Lieutenant Commander Hippler are approaching to demonstrate the slow speed handling characteristics of the Hornet in the clean configuration. They'll pass before you, virtually standing Blue Angels 5 and 6 on their tails. At less than 120 miles per hour, the fly-by-wire flight controls provide slow speed handling characteristics that set the Hornet apart in the air-to-air combat arena. From the right, the section High Alpha Pass.
I'm at an awful time.
The beautiful weather is real now, providing us with optional conditions to fly each of the demonstration pilots on the 120 practice flights necessary prior to our first public demonstration. The Blue Angel Delta has been our signature six-plane formation since 1958. In front of the crowd to the left, the two solos have joined the diamond to form the Blue Angel Delta. From the left, at 400 miles per hour, the Blue Angel, the new Delta.
You have it all, but now's our turn to come. So hold on the applause. Oh, 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 oh. Wave out to the crowd. Take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go. But at least we know the show. At least we know the show. At least we know the show.
For a description of our maneuvers and an in-depth look at our team and individual biographies, please visit our website or follow the team on social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
You know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. Crying. So let the wheel go down. No hero still and on the plane while the zero is still the stage and the thrill goes on. I think you were the match. We are we are so perfectly, but so it can't go on.
In front of the crowd, the Delta is making their approach to the flight line. Approaching center point, the entire formation will separate in dramatic fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, Delta breakout. It's a time-honored tradition of pride, professionalism, and excellence spanning 107 years of naval aviation. The 2018 team takes a great deal of pride in saluting Navy and Marine Corps pilots, maintenance crews, and support personnel everywhere. From the left, the Blue Angels 2018.
Put your brakes on that, all right.
Whether it be tactical jets, propeller-driven aircraft, or helicopters, each pilot is still a naval aviator must master. In order to perfect the skill, these virtual pilots degrade real-time the landing pattern practicing carrier approaches. In front of you now, Commander Will and Lieutenant are setting up a simulated carrier approach. Approaching the runway from the left, Commander Doyle is landing checks at the complete, and that each aircraft is in fact ready to land. Rolling out our final, those constant power line corrections to maintain the optimum descent rate for the proper touchdown point.
200 stock. 226. 246. 140. 180 stock. 200. 226. 140 all the way down. 160 stock. 180. 140 stock. 160. 140 all the way, please. Oh, okay. Okay.
Afternoon are but a small part of the Blue Angel team. The men and women in blue uniforms standing before you are members of the elite Blue Angel maintenance crew. Through hard work, long hours, and unselfish dedication, they have each year for the past 72 years provided us with the aircraft availability necessary to perform each of these demonstrations. As the aircraft taxi back, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the Blue Angel maintenance crew. Command Master Chief Chris Ziegler from West Monroe, Louisiana. Maintenance Master Chief Matthew Eco from Bradford, Illinois. Maintenance Chief John Crumrine from Helena, Georgia, and Pedro Gonzalez from Caracas, Venezuela. Crew Coordinator Andy Key from Whitfield, Kansas. Crew Chief Number 1, Joshua LeVay from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. First Mech Sean McCursey from Phelan, California. Crew Chief Number 2, Robert Stevenson from Farmington, New Mexico. First Mech Michael Hartwell from Westmoreland, New York. Crew Chief Number 3, Morgan Alvarez from New Orleans, Louisiana. First Mech Josh Granger from Chatsworth, Georgia. Crew Chief Number 4, Justin Mowry from Commercial Point, Ohio. First Mech Casey Oregon from Casinodia, New York. From Turtle Beach, Florida. First Mech Allison Erickson from Chester, Virginia. We will be turning into the parking area momentarily. After completing a short maintenance debrief, you will be coming to the crowd line where you will have an opportunity to meet them. As the pilots step away from the aircraft, I would like to take one final opportunity to introduce secured their engines, the pilots will simultaneously exit their aircraft on a signal from Commander Doyle. It has been an honor and our pleasure to perform for you here at Oceana this, our 49th flight demonstration of the 2018 season. Ladies and gentlemen, flying Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo from Wamego, Kansas, Lieutenant Commander Brandon Himpler. Flying Blue Angel number 5, the lead solo from Kennesaw, Georgia, Lieutenant Commander Tyler Davies. Flying Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot from Danville, California, Lieutenant Commander Nate Scott. Flying Blue Angel number 3, the left wingman from Memphis, Tennessee, Major Jeffrey Michael Mullins. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wingman from Fremont, California, Lieutenant Commander Damon Cruz. And flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and flight leader of the Blue Angels from League City, Texas, Commander Eric Doyle. Representing your United States Navy and Marine Corps, the Blue Angels 2018.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, if you will, for the Blue Angels and the voice of the Blue Angels, their narrator, Blue Angel number 7, Lieutenant Commander Andre Webb.